Good evening, and welcome to another scene in Odessa, the Dark Crusade. And, well, it is night, and Madeline is once again venturing out onto the streets. The streets are not necessarily 100% safe, but they're safer than they've been in a while now. Still, it is not without a significant amount of caution. You shouldn't move around these nights. But she isn't moving that far. She's going to another part of the merchant's district. She's coming across her clanmates. Um, Haven. She's been here before. And she's sent a message that she would be stopping by. And as she approaches in her black cloak, she will just have a look around, see if the new person is standing outside again.
You'd see two of them. Uh, they both look like your perhaps average ruffians. Memnon has them dressed up, not in a fashionable sense, quite the more bodyguard sense. But one of them, the first one you met and recognized you, seems shoo his partner to straighten up. Uh, and he'll just ask well, he'll just come off to you as a normal person. He'll just say, "Oh, good evening. Can I help you?"
Good evening. Yes, you may allow me inside. I am here to see Memna.
He'll nod. Oh yes. I remember you from last time. Uh, sure. You just walk right in.
Yeah, she smiles at both of them, wishes them a very good evening, and for them to keep doing their job as well as they've been doing it so far. And she will come in. She will just, as she comes in, she will just, take off the cloak. She's still wearing armor. It seems as though she is concerned at the moment. Well, have been for the last, actually, some time. She doesn't take it off. She just comes in and looks around.
Oh, you can see that might be some of the fineries of Memnon's places. It's been stripped bare. Uh, you can get a sense that there's a certain sense of high alert in his haven with amongst the ghouls. You recognize, and probably perhaps some new faces that are busying themselves. But you'll find Memnon, and I'm sure he'll sense your presence right away. Um, as you see that he's in the midst of dictating things. Jana, please come in. It is good to see you again.
Likewise. Although it has been further between our meetings, it is still good to get together every once in a while. Have you Are you moving? Or have you just
Oh,
packed certain things?
oh no. Just some planned fortifications. We need to clear the way for construction.
Hmm. Pension?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
An expansion of your place?
Somewhat. In the sense that it can be reinforced.
Hmm.
Can't have people just breaking through walls.
Well, quite a lot of reinforcement would be needed to keep everyone out, but I get your point. So, have you heard anything new from Herman?
No, I have not. Not directly, though. I've heard through others. I believe what is common amongst us, where you've seen me and I have seen you.
It would be quite a thing if we could apprehend him. If Clan La Sombra by itself could deliver him to the prince. I was hoping, but oh well.
There may be a way to facilitate that, though we should exercise some patience. My advice, sister.
And how would you think this?
Well, I'm sure there are interrogations going on with those who have unfortunately failed Herman's conquest. So it's just a matter of keeping our ears to the ground. Though, with the opportunities that are present, we can, of course, obtain more information.
Quite so. You may know, or you may not know. I have been, well, the upheaval that is present and that will cause certain changes in the city is something I think we should take most of, well, put most of our attention to. I have spoken with Omar and others. This is the time, soon, as soon as Herman and others disappear. It is the time to strike. It is the time to secure an even greater place within the city.
And who should we strike first?
Secure the merchants' district, perhaps even the nobles, even though this is not my forte, shall we say. But we should prepare ourselves to make certain that the venture, when they, when this little, well, what shall we say, civil war they are having, once it dies down, and people will be without dominators, or certain spheres of interest will be vacant. We should take full advantage of that and be ready to move in on set interests.
I fully agree. I have no objections, although I do perceive, in my opinion, that we may make enemies out of allies if there are certain perceived slights.
There is no slights, not that I can see. If they are unhappy, we will be more than willing to help them. Slights, those come naturally. Those come, well, they come always, unless, of course, you do nothing and never rattle any feathers. But such is not a life for us.
This is true. There are some interests I have further afield. Ones that I see impinged on the current situation. this war of praxis. It is truly a disruptive presence to business.
Oh, it is. This is why I also want to find Herman and pacify him as soon as possible.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Although he is
Then
a
none.
elder than true, I do believe that finding him is one thing. Getting to him and doing pacification is quite another.
Well, I for one would like to slaughter his bastards as much as possible. Render his investment of blood a, a loss. Surely,
5 years already.
surely, if we could isolate his herd and neutralize that, we can impinge him to change tactic, one more suitable for her own.
Well, hmm. would it
Sorry.
would it be? I would think that he would probably not be within the city. I think him and his herd must be very well protected, but somewhere outside the city. A man like him might think it would be too too risky to be within the city.
There is a. Have you spoken with a gangrel named Justine?
No. Well, I have spoken with him, but not recently, no.
He has some information that I've yet to lay eyes upon, but I don't have quite any reason to doubt the source. Location, possibly, of many of these bastards. All possible candidates for sources of good information, under, of course, some thorough interrogation.
Then I will need to speak with him soon.
I have pledged my aid in this matter to him, as, of course, in the capacity as Hound. I can see this being a good opportunity for Clan Lasombra and Gangrel to reinforce their mutual commitments.
Hmm. The Primogen has it out for me, but this does not matter. She can be trusted.
And you can.
And I
And
can.
you can definitely pick that up from Memnon as being very genuine.
Yeah, but he said, oh, and that, okay, he said, and it wasn't a question, it was like, and you can be. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. She just looks, just sits there and just goes, hmm. I did try to, and I suppose I have proceeded in changing Torvald. This brings me quite happy feelings. She smiles. I teach a lesson even to those older than myself. This pleases me, and was my intention.
Memnon smiles for you. Forgive me, my mind drifted to certain memories, fond ones. That night we retrieved Al Qadir. Your performance, madam. Very valorous.
My sorry?
Performance. He's trying to compliment you on your performance in the battlefield.
Oh, okay.
Essentially.
Yeah. She smiles at him. Hmm, thank you. It's always good to get compliments. And I know you by now well enough to know that you actually mean compliments when you say them, and you mean insults when you say them. Thank you.
I think perhaps, if I may suggest you, as my as a student to his tutor, a way that we can synchronize our particular gifts and potentials.
I can you say that again?
Our particular gifts and potentials.
Ah, quite so, quite so. I think we should expand this friendship further, though.
Memnon looks at you curiously as, how so?
Clan Gangrel is well and fine, and we are not outright hostile with any clan. But there are clans we could become closer to. As of right now, the Assamites and the Gangrel are those we can rely most on. But I truly wish to see a long-lasting friendship with Clan Nosferatu.
Oh, yes, yes. Clan Nosferatu is a bond I have endeavored to strengthen with
And
Shu.
I
And
have tried and will try to help you in this. Not only did we have a war, well, just after I arrived at the city, the war ended between Nosferatu and the Sombra in the Holy Lands, but it was a particularly hard-fought one, and not something we should repeat because, well, honestly, serves neither clan. And a combination of the two, well, that would be awe-inspiring, honestly.
yes, I believe our complementary gifts and penchants would be a tactically wise.
Hmm. Hopefully. But first things first. Was there other things we should care for first? It is, after all. You said you had something that regarded the abyss, or, well, certain interests. Have you disconnected? I believe he's gone. Intermission. Intermission. Dee-dee-dee. Intermission. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee.
I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, that's no problem.
Okay, where did I drop?
Well, Madeline was just saying if there was, she was trying, well, not trying to change the subject, but she was asking whether or not there were other things that you needed to discuss.
Oh yes. Sister, remember that fragment of glass I had shown you?
Yes, I remember.
I have been able to mold it in my hands. It is quite an extreme endeavor. If I can get just more of this, it is quite a potentiality.
And what do you intend to make of it?
Memnon will show you what he'll kind of lead you out in the out into like another room where you guys have privacy. He'll produce from his shirt, taking it out of like a wrapping of sorts, probably some kind of leather you might imagine.
You'll notice that Madeline just doesn't look directly at it. She kind of just turns a little. She's not like just turning her back to it, but just seems to try and not look directly at it.
Right. You see that it's like partly the length of it is the same as before, like a long unchanged slate of it, but a part of it has been like somehow stretched and then somehow transformed. You can see markings across it until what looks like to be taking the shape of perhaps a T of some sort.
A sword or a dagger?
Oh no, a a crucifix.
Hmm. That seems odd. Oh, Ed.
That seems to be the fashion for some.
Any specific reason?
I expect it to be worn.
By yourself?
Oh, no, no. This was the first. This first one was a gift for Irene. For you, I had something else in mind, but I couldn't quite see it yet.
Ah, well, be careful who you give this to, and perhaps give them a preamble as to what it is exactly they are handling.
Oh, of course, of course. If they reject it, no hard feelings. The research on this is unfinished, but experimentation would only yield more answers.
Hopefully. And there is an, I suppose there is an entire part of our clan dedicated to getting such answers. But mm, you have seemed to be gaining much information on this. The lady who runs the Blooming Rose, she is perhaps the person to see of this. Her sire was a abyss mystic of some repute. Yeah, and Madeline will she will continue and she'll just say, so you are fashioning it into a gift. Just be careful when you give it. It is quite an intense experience for some. But there are still people in the city if you require assistance in this that can help you. But I remember something. We spoke of cleaning these interlopers from our city. I see you have responded, as you probably should, as a hound to assist the prince.
I have yet.
I intend to join you, if you will have my assistance. So many bruises. Bruce? lives again? I can hear something.
Hey, okay. Jesus Christ. I don't think my internet's gonna hold up while this.
Oh, they are going to continue the conversation. Madeline is going to ask if Memnon would be okay with her assisting in the hunt that is going to take place.
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
Madeline will ask Memnon whether or not the hunt that is going to take place, where he has told his prince that he would. Well, she's going to emphasize that he probably should volunteer to help because he is a hound.
Hmm.
But she just says that she will volunteer or help her out if he will have her.
Oh, that Madeline would help Memnon out? Okay.
Yeah, like just join in if possible, or if
Oh, he would seem very surprised that you're even asking. He would just say, yeah, he would always appreciate her help.
oh, think of it like this: we have hmm, the prince has made a public announcement. Anyone, ancilla or well, really anyone in court not showing up would be frowned upon, I suppose.
Oh, and I'm sorry, out of character, you are correct. I forgot that I did reply on the forum. Okay, so yeah, Memnon would have just said that he's waiting for her word, where and when to meet and all this to go down. So,
Hmm. So, when this goes down, when we do this, where do you think that they will potentially? Well, I suppose they would perhaps not strike. Hmm. Since Herman is blood hunted. Well, we should really be spending most of our time preparing. All of those merchants needing guidance. Hmm. It is a golden opportunity, really.
it is. It was brought up to me about what would happen to those unfortunate souls who were embraced but were not explained anything. Truly victims of circumstance, I suppose.
Depending on how many there are of them, I will take those willing or those most those most willing and worthy under my wing if opportunity presents itself.
Adoption. Interesting.
Kind of.
It suits you.
Eh, with Torvald, you should know that it is not the first. I have done this quite a few times by now. She looks at him and she just says, even a cative once.
Hmm. Yes. I could see with a little more attention my domain being sufficient to house a spare orphaned caitiff, as you say.
Hmm. when the time comes. It would be. Hmm, I would wish to see as much good can come of this situation. A situation where there has already been so much grief. Very many good things can still come of it if we apply the right mindset to it.
That is true. The the outcome of this has to, in some way, be an end to the bloodshed, does it not?
Hmm, quite. But when is the ending of one conflict ever the end of bloodshed?
War arises from trivial reasons.
And the bloodshed never ends. Not in earnest.
I was thinking, Shauna, perhaps if and do you might have noticed liberally over the course of the conversation, he has called you Shauna, just more so than your actual name. Um, he will just say, I was thinking perhaps we should, for the time, employing some extra muscles. They may not be legitimate, but to keep our interests and domains safe.
Hmm. I have already done so, but the more help never hurts. What was he calling her?
I'm sorry?
What was he calling her?
Uh, Shauna.
And that is Chester?
No, no, it means more like either friend or lover, depending on the,
Ah, okay.
bond. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's something like close one.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. We should make certain. The Seneschal's domain is a model of what every human domain should be. But I suppose there is a reason. If his resources were spread all over the city, his would not be as pristine. Hmm. It is a shame. Not our Seneschal, but that others are so very pampered. It is truly a travesty.
I can see the wisdom in that. I have found my own level of content in fineries and other things. I like things to just be run smoothly.
Wouldn't we all?
There are some concerns I have in Riverside now that the church Irene and I had commissioned. Now that it's complete, this current ruckus, it could prove a good staging ground for whatever defenses we may need in the future. But I am not quite the most
And,
religiously inclined.
well, Riverside needs to be tended to as well. So having a presence there is probably not the worst idea. In fact, it might be very necessary.
Now that the thing is built, I have not much familiarity with what the masses do, and why they are attracted to the church, or mosque, for that matter, or synagogue. But
To please the father that watches over them, or so they believe. They believe reference to idols, reference to a man 1,000 years dead matters. I do not share their mm, I do not share this perception on things. But then again, very few live as long as we do, and give it as much thought as we do.
well, I would like to see its administration run properly, but I have no affairs with inside the church. We would need that. I believe Irene can be of some assistance.
Oh, she can definitely accommodate.
You and I did once have some business within the Merchants District. I hope by the time all of this comes to an end, we can focus on our own ventures once again.
Well, as I have said many times, Memnon, I am always ready for adventures with you. And she kind of just like she smirks at you, and but there is like there's a part of her that just it's more funny to her because she knows that that's not really a thing.
Mm.
And she just smiles at him. Well, I am already making preparations. So is Omar, and you should as well. This is a luxury to focus on one thing while things run smooth. It's not a defining characteristics of this life. Sadly.
Memnon has been preparing for war for quite a while. I have come from nothing. It's now, but there is always room for improvement. I will
She
not be
gets
one of
up,
those. Hmm?
and she gets up and comes over close to him and just places both her hands on the side of his face. And the fact that you have come to this from nothing, that remember that is what makes you better than pretty much anyone in the nobles' quarter in this city. And she smiles.
Oh, she gets a smile out of Memnon, and his eyes go black, all dreamy over. If you don't understand, Memnon, if the terminology exists, Madeline is like his rock star, essentially. As far as the summer goes.
She like yeah, she does seem to very much approve of this. I mean, any admiration for whatever reason that Madeline gets is something that let's say she has a tough time hiding. Let's just say it as that. And she just smiles and she just says, "Well, then I believe I have merchants to talk to and letters to send. But rest assured, when the hunt will be called, I will be there with you. And Well, talk to the proprietor of the Blooming Rose as to forging of the fragment. I believe she will be a bit more helpful than I, although I can assist with that as well.
I much prefer that it stays within the hands of the Sombra. I
Oh,
know your. I understand your concern about whom I hand this out to. I do believe sincerely that, as special as it is, it needs to be understood, and as much with what little we have of it.
quite so. But I can't I'm not sure about her name. I think her name is Sarah or Shira or something like that.
Mhm.
Shira is. She is an abyss mystic, and I am not. This is why I. This would be my suggestion. It is literally the part of the clan that specializes in this.
Memnon does seem shocked that you're saying that you're not, but he'll just nod and understand then.
Madeline just leans in. As you may have guessed, I have quite a few capabilities. I would not say I am a specialist. I am quite good at a lot of things.
Fair enough. And thank you for the
She has
candor.
she has a wide grin and smirk on her face. Although being humble have never been my strong suit. I wonder why I was destined to be thrown out of the cloister. She laughs a little.
Uh, Memnon, he is just he's appreciative of her candor, as he puts it. Um, well, I suppose some can't handle your candor either, sister.
I suppose not. Hmm. Honestly, I would have as many of those people around that would spite me with words and actions. You learn more from them than you learn from well wishes. Although I do appreciate them. But I will have to see to other matters, I am afraid. But as always, I really appreciate the time we spent together.
Likewise, as my Ancilla, your experience and wisdom is a guidance to me.
Hmm. She doesn't say anything to that. She just nods and smiles. And she puts on her cloak. And yeah, she will just do the proper etiquette and just say properly goodbye. And when she leaves, she says goodbye to the two guys outside as well. Um, and she begins to head home. And with that, I believe this scene will come to a close. Thank you very much, players for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.